Awesome. And then I know when we first met up, so your dad's an ER doctor in San Antonio, and he hooked me up massively when my kids were young, bringing us in the back door so we didn't spend 6 hours in the ER. And I know I remember that day he called me and was like, "Hey man, my son, really wants to enlist in the Army, but he's getting a college degree at UTSA." And I know a lot of guys, they all want to go enlisted and they're gung ho and hungry, but kind of talk to me about like that process of what got you to change over to officers, and then kind of what was that process to actually go officers?
Okay. So I could start with the process of to go into officer first. So a big hurdle was with the recruiters themselves. You got to score your GT score of 110. And the first time I took it, I did not, because I haven't seen, those type of questions in a long time. And then I took it, and the recruiter was just like, "You're not going to make it. You might as well just go enlisted." And I decided to take it one more time, and I passed it. And so that was the first step to go ahead and become an officer. Next is you get a whole lot of like a whole big packet. So you got to get like 3 references, not from like friends, but like I got one from a physician, a teacher, and then a major I knew that retired in the military. Then you build this other packet, and it's a bunch of paperwork. Then you go to a board with 3 officers, and they basically interview you. They could ask you, all sorts of natures, like, why do you want to go? What kind of difference are you going to make? It could be like anything that they want to do, like a professional analysis on what kind of leader you're going to be. Yep. Then you either get the go or the no go. And once you get that go, you set your basic training date, which is the OCS path that I really like, because it kind of humbles you down as an officer. Because you start off as an E4, which is a specialist, and you go through basic training, which any enlisted soldier goes through. Once you graduate basic training, you go to OCS school, is where you're getting paid an E5, and it's a step right before you commission. So they teach you like the broad steps of what it is to be an officer, like when it comes to operation orders and also like patrols, and it's very squad and platoon heavy. So you get this kind of baseline, and then you get to choose on an OML system. So how well you do, you get put on an OML system. Then you get to choose what branch you want to go to, whether it's infantry, armor, field artillery, engineer, you name it, like any branch you decide to choose on. I chose infantry, and then I walked across the street at Fort Benning and went to IBullet, which is straight like combat patrols and all the neat words that you play with, like seizing, clearing, and you conquer IBullet and you pass that. Then it's pretty much like a pre-ranger course, and then the next step is you go to ranger school. Once you fit and you go on a holdover status, once your time is up, you go straight into ranger school, and once you get your tab, you get to go to like airborne, and then you go sent to your unit.
And what did you do for holdover status? Where were you at for holdover status?
Holdover status, you're at Fort Benning still, and you do like typical formations, and you do PT. So it's like PT, make sure all your packing list is squared away. Like they'll bring you in, dump you out, and they'll like just pretty much get you set for it. Like a big thing that iBullet helps you with is RTTs, which is Ranger Tactical Task, which is a very high drop rate for a lot of people to go. So you literally do RTTs till your brain hurts, and it gets you prepared.
And when did you get to go to the actual Ranger bat? Like, didn't you get to plus up for a couple months? Like, I remember, I don't remember when it was, but they sent you over there to do some work. Like, you got to go attach.
Oh, yeah. So that's just like kind of like a detailed process on a holdover status. So
okay,
we got to train with the Ranger Regiment, and we were pretty much just like another force that we were attached to them, or we played Op 4 to where they attacked us. And you got to kind of see like all the Kool-Aid, the cool stuff that they get to do. So, I got to experience a little bit. We never necessarily trained with the Ranger Regiment. We just kind of like got to see like from a different point of view, whether we were the enemy or we were a friendly force attached to them.
Gotcha.